Hello everyone. This is Nick Zatuni and Samantha Walton here again to give you information. Alright? In our previous video, we did talk about the developmental stages, right? The skills even that children should be developed or developing as they age, right? And how we can use them as milestones to ensure that your child is in the quote-unquote right developmental track. And I'm saying quote-unquote because as we talked before in the other video, every child is different. There is no big certain pattern, but that's just a way so we can create a scale of some sort. We know where child would be based on their age and what should be worked on depending on the child development itself. But Sam, you know, what are the ages that you talked about before?
We did from 18 months to 36 months.
And we now owe you the rest of the ages so you guys can have the proper way to track, quote unquote, if the developmental state of your child is ready and good to go. All right, so let's go there, Sam. So what will be the next age group?
So the next age group that we'll talk about will be 4 to 5 year olds with their developmental milestones, which does look a little bit different from when you're looking from infancy to just the end of toddlerisms, which is 3. In their capacity, those age groups work very fast with learning all their things. They learn how to talk very quick, they learn how to walk very fast in a very short amount of time. Now, as your child gets older, going from the 4 to 5, 6 to 7, and 8 and 9 ranges, their development will still go very fast, but it'll hit at different paces now.
Beautiful. Do you have any examples of what children should be doing in those age groups of 4 to 5, right?
Yep. So the 4 to 5 age group, what you'll notice is that your child will start to be able to sing and memorize a song very easily. So not just ones that they hear at a daycare or that you sing with them. They'll start to notice things from the radio or from a TV show, and they'll start to be repetitive with it.
And that might be that annoying phase where you're going to be hearing Baby Shark at least once every 30 minutes, right?
And watching the same movie on repeat all the time. It's very normal. Another thing that they'll start to be able to do is going to hop on one foot. And it is important for them to learn those things because it gives them a little bit of a balance and they start to experience how to control their own body within that.
That's when the fine motor skills actually jump just from hands to pretty much the whole body too, right?
Exactly. And then for another fine gross motor and cognitive as well, is they're going to be able to start building taller towers. And it's going to be looking for more than about 10 at this point, where they can start using blocks to build. It's not imperative that they're using 10, they can use more or they can use less, but the idea for them is now they're building up because they have the idea that it can only go up from here.
And it's funny because this is one of the philosophers from early childhood education, John something, forgot his name, but yeah, one of his skits were actually Frodo's gifts. There we go. They were giving little blocks so kids can not only build but stack them together as part of the development, right, track that they had. So, anyways.
Around this age, you'll also see that they tend to get a small form of OCD. They like to take things apart and then put them back together and stack them, and they have a little bit of coordinates with them. Not as much as we would like, but they start to put things in order as they see fit. At this point, they will also start to be able to zippers on their own and be able to latch them and start to do buttons. They can start to walk backwards. And
walk.
Yeah, it's not bad. And then if you're sitting with them and explaining everything, they can start to write their own name because they're able to copy you. Another thing that's more along the lines of self and for you is that they start to help out more with chores. Again, that kind of plays into the OCD part where they want to be able to help, they want to make things clean, and they want to make you happy.
Beautiful. So me, as an educator here and in my other programs out there, that's the age that we usually start getting the hardcore technology, but not only in a passive way, allowing them to interact a little bit. Just to give an example, we do have virtual reality goggles here in the center, and 3-4 years old, I'm okay just giving them the VR goggles and they just enjoy it. But once they get to that stage of the 4-5 with the right developmental milestones, that's when I feel more comfortable giving them the remotes to do something simple that doesn't require a lot of fine motor skills. Let's put it that way. Now, one important thing that I believe it's good to mention to all of you parents there is that, again, I'm a biologist, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the biology side, is that when we hit the 4 to 5 years old age, it's when a lot of the development inside the body actually starts speeding up. And it's one of the reasons why, as Sam mentioned, there is a huge jump from 3 years old all the way to 4 years old. It's literally because your child's body is going to go into override and say, let's develop everything. So that goes with brain, that goes with body. Depending on the child, there might even be a little bit of a growth burst at that specific time, right? So anyway, just to correlate the fun stuff about biology with, of course, EC that we're trying to teach here. Now we have another age group, don't we?
Yes, we got 2 more that we'll go through. These ones are closer to just sitting with before and after school. And kind of after these points, it's not so much that there is no more milestones. They've just kind of hit enough to let you know where they're sitting and if they're in a good place. So for ages 6 to 7, they start to gain a lot more control over their body and their gross and fine motor skills, and they're able to jump rope. So for them, that's the coordinates of watching the rope go underneath them and understanding when to jump. It's not just the fact that they can jump.
I don't think I passed that stage yet, Sam. I don't think I fully developed on it.
It's okay. I can't ride a bike. So they also learn how to tie their shoes, and that becomes a lot easier of a task for them. They are now starting to practice skills. So if they enjoy doing things and they want to get better at it, they will want to practice to do it. It won't be a fight to do it. And they can also start to tell time. So now, I mean, it depends on if you're teaching digital or analog still, but it's good to have both. So then that way they do have a really good concept of how time actually works.
And I'm always in favor, as you know here, exposure. Like if your child is interested in going into, I don't know, arts and crafts things or technology as we do here in the center, or even if you're a foreigner like me and if you want to teach your language to the child, just do it. It never hurts. That's the reality of it. But when the children are in the 6 to 7 year range, as Sam say, they are curious, they are interested in learning, so that it would be the best time for you to start delving a little bit in what they like, dislike, or even sharing a little bit of your passions and what you can do to them, just so they can do whatever you do, and at least you're going to be able to teach something that you're very good at, right? And for the last age group?
For the last age group, we'll do 8 to 9. So as we tend to notice now that the children have gained the capacity to be able to go through certain things a lot faster, so running, jumping, skipping, we've now kind of hit a little bit of a plateau as to what they're going to be accomplishing next. But for right now, doing 8 to 9, they are now able to get ready on their own. So as long as you have shown them and taught them and still very clear on the routine, because that's a big deal too, they should be able to brush their teeth, brush their hair, take a shower or a bath on their own, and get ready. And then after this, they can start to count backwards. So now their brain is recognizing space and time, being able to have those concepts of not everything is exactly as it should be all the time, right? So they're able to recognize these things.
There we go. And again, just to reiterate, because I think it's very important for all of you parents out there to know this, those milestones are, of course, research-based. People, made studies, they found the pattern, but just because they found a pattern doesn't mean that is the standard, all right? Every child will develop in a different pace, in a different way. If you, as a parent, keeps giving that little nudge, keeps stimulating them to go a little bit above and beyond, they might develop faster than if you just let them go, in their own pace. Both strategies are 100% okay, right? But there are perks and quirks to both of them, right? I had students that I used to do private lessons, 6 and 7 years old. Parents were very adamant about, let's put you in clubs, let's make sure that you learn subjects from another grade in a funny way. And those children were very smart, but they lacked a little bit in the creativity, the having things in their own time, and so on. As we had summer camps, for example, we had children that parents just allowed them to develop in their own natural pace, and they were a little slow, but let me tell you, they were as happy as by doing whatever they're doing in their own pace. So it's literally a matter that you as a parent should understand your child, understand what you want and your partner, and then of course let's push it in one way or another, or even alternating based on your child's interest. Let's say that one day you just come home and your child is 6 to 7. It's like, oh yeah, no, I used to play, I don't know, my case, video games at that time, and your child never touched a video game before. If your child is interested, why not? Right? If you think, oh no, too much screen time, it's fine too. Let's develop a skill that does not have a lot of screen time. All right? All that to say that, of course, we do have standards, we do have guidelines, research helps us with that, but we also want to give you, parents, that peace of mind, because we don't want you guys overstressing, like, oh my God, my child is not properly developed according to Nick and Sam, and that's not the case. All right? Any final words, Sam?
Just remember that you know your child better than any caregiver ever will, and we will always listen to what you are telling us about what you are doing with them at home to make sure that their needs are met, and we'll do the same here.
That's it. Alright, folks, thanks for staying with us for those nice 2 videos about the developmental milestones, and stay tuned because there are more videos coming about, of course, all in childcare and how we from Next Gen Educare can help you as a parent or even your child if your child is in our center. See you in the next video.